Um,
Sorry.
Are we allowed to do retakes if it's like
Oh, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay, basically last week on Tuesday we lost 3 members at Chapel Hill UNC. They're a really huge part of their community and they're murdered execution style. And when I came to campus on Wednesday, a lot of people had no idea that it even happened. And it was really upsetting because it's not something that's normal or that happens, and if it had happened in any other case, I'm sure it would have been all over the news. And it actually took a long time for the major news sources like CNN and Fox News to cover it. And it was really upsetting because they were actually above and beyond the average American citizen. And it's just sad to see that ignorance still exists, and because, I'm assuming because of the fact that they were Muslim, they didn't get coverage that they would have gotten if they were any other religion or race or anything like that. So I think it's important to bring awareness, especially on a campus like this, where Muslims are a minority, to make people understand that we are like the average citizen, just as everyone, like the average American citizen, just as everyone else is. I think two things like that they can be compared, I guess, but like they're obviously two separate cases, and they're both minorities, and to see that in both cases they didn't really get the coverage or the sympathy that they should have gotten, it's just really sad, because we are in 2015 in America, and people, like, we are the most powerful nation in the world, yet we still have issues like racism, and yeah, it's just kind of sad to see that, but they are both very similar. The goal is just kind of to outreach to the rest of the Athens community and the UGA students, because we had a vigil last week on Thursday, I think, and it was nice to have that, definitely, to kind of commemorate their lives and to make people understand who they were as people and how great they were, but we kind of only reached out to the people that knew. And so today the purpose is to make the rest of the people that don't know, to make them understand how beautiful their lives were and how great they were as American citizens, and how important it is to kind of look at that and to kind of figure out why it happened, and if, like, you know, if it was a hate crime, to kind of make people understand that Muslims are just the average American citizen. I mean, it's kind of sad, honestly, that people still group Muslims with whatever happened in 9/11, because it's been such a long time since that, and obviously most of the American citizens are literate enough to go and like learn and to understand, and even then, like, people, I guess they don't really care to understand, and that's part of, like, the major problem is that they don't really care to understand, and so the ignorance still persists, because you have to understand that the media, it doesn't really portray everything, especially like as we've seen from this case, where like 6-7 hours later people still have no idea that 3 kids have been murdered on a college, like very close to a college campus. People have no idea. So people don't understand that the media doesn't really portray everything. And so to take information from the media is like taking information off of Facebook and being like, oh, I'm sure it's correct. So people need to understand that they need to do their own research, and the best research that they can do is kind of to get to know a Muslim person, because I've really been keeping track of this case of the 3 kids who've been murdered, and they have a page called Our 3 Winners, and somebody posted on their page yesterday and said, or like a few days ago, and said, they were neighbors of Dia, the guy who passed away, and they were like, you know, if we hadn't gotten to know him as a neighbor and we didn't understand, like, and we didn't reach out to him, we would have never known that Muslims were peaceful and that they were just the average person, just like everyone else is. So I think the best thing that you can do is just to get to know a Muslim person and kind of understand that they're just as normal as you are, and that's the best research you can do, and it's the easiest way to figure out that Islam is not what the media portrays or what any other, like, you know, what people say it is. So yeah. That's kind of a hard question. I guess to be an American is to love your country, which I do. I love America. And it's also kind of to understand that everyone's equal. And like, you know, since the day this country was established, we've had so many different colors and races and religions and everything. And I think that's the beauty of America, is this like, all these different people coming together to form one nation, which you don't really see anywhere else. And I guess it's kind of embracing that. And to be an American, I think for me is to not only embrace that, but like for now, I guess, to make other people understand that we are just as much a part of America as every other race and religion is in this country. So yeah.
All right. Thank you.
All right, thanks.